This is seen as an attack not just against journalism, but it's an attack against every single person here.
By Allah, we swear by the Almighty Allah, we will never stop fighting you until you leave us alone.
Protecting citizens from terrorism is one of the most important jobs the government does. The images of 7/7, Glasgow Airport, Lee Rigby, ISIS, they're all seared into the public consciousness. In response, policies have been put in place with the aim of keeping us safe. The overall anti-terror strategy is known as contest. The anti-extremism element is called prevent. It requires frontline workers like teachers and nurses to report concerns about young people and those considered vulnerable. But as it's reached into Scotland's communities, prevent has encountered serious problems. Now, a series of senior figures in education, politics and Muslim communities have told us it's not fit for purpose. The story begins in Scotland's schools and colleges. Under the scheme, teachers and other staff receive training in workshops coordinated by Police Scotland. The police have refused to make the training materials public, citing national security among other reasons. But behind the classroom doors, it hasn't gone down well.
Our view is that a lot of the training material that's been made available is heavily loaded in terms of being Islamophobic in nature, and that ultimately what it will do is close down discussion in Scotland. So our advice to members is that where this has been proposed as mandatory training, that they should resist the mandatory nature of it.
Edinburgh College is one institution where prevent materials were issued earlier this year. We understand staff protested against the training and references to the scheme were removed. As part of the same sessions, worked examples were drawn up, focusing on students from heavily Muslim countries. Again, staff and students raised concerns. Again, the training was altered. The college, like others across Scotland, has to implement Prevent. It says it's just one part of a much wider safeguarding initiative. Many teachers across Scotland have now said they won't cooperate with the policy, slowing its implementation. Most won't speak about Prevent on camera for fear of losing their jobs, but one did agree after we took steps to protect their identity.
It has the potential to really damage our relationships with the children and the young people that we work with. And we have real relationships of trust with the children. And this strategy appears to be asking us more or less to spy on them, spy on their families.
Outside of schools, colleges and universities, Prevent reaches into Muslim communities too. Police Scotland have had a series of conversations with community leaders to try and make it work. We've had a series of conversations with people in those communities as well. There are differing views on the policy, but the same word cropped up again and again. The word was toxic. Even among those who support the policy, there's a view it comes with baggage, that it's damaged goods. Abdul Hussain isn't the most obvious critic. In fact, he was invited to observe at one of Police Scotland's training sessions. He says Prevent's aims are valid, but its results are poor.
By and large, we avoid Prevent. We don't want to be associated with it because, again, it's not beneficial to the community. It's not benefiting us at all. It's working against us, and if you're working for Prevent as a Muslim, you're working against your own community.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. Alan Burnett was Scotland's counter-terrorism coordinator. He insists the policy has positive aims.
The aim is to stop people becoming involved in terrorism or supporting terrorism, and I think it's very difficult to argue against that principle.
Getting hold of official information about Prevent's impact on Scotland has proved difficult. Scotland Tonight used freedom of information legislation to obtain documents about its funding, and whilst the sums of money are available, the Scottish Government refused to say where it's going. Again, they cite national security, saying also that the information could help criminals. The investigative journalism website The Ferret got hold of a series of documents about the policy too, which they've shared with us. Some of them are almost entirely redacted. Police Scotland won't even say how many people have been referred under the scheme, data that's widely available in England and Wales.
One of the problems when it comes to Scotland is, in fact, there's not been much transparency about this work. It's very difficult to get information about what's actually being done, how effective it is being, and where the money's going and how it's being spent.
The Scottish Government told us counter-terrorism and prevent are reserved matters, although they do work with partners to deliver them. They added they were aware of calls for it to be reviewed, renamed or scrapped. Police Scotland said they've always taken a community-centred approach to prevent, and that they recognise there are anxieties about it. Increasing numbers of people argue we should be doing anti-extremism differently. Everyone agrees it's something worth doing right.